Okay, let's talk about all of the new makeup releases. There have been a ton of products either released or sneak peeked or announced, a bunch of holiday collections. Now through the end of the year, we will see tons of holiday products, gift sets, palettes, just full collections. There are some that I'm definitely interested in and some that I'm curious to hear your thoughts on. There are also just regular products launching that aren't necessarily holiday related. And then there are some Halloween collections that I'll talk about too. So I have a lot of things to share with you. Oh, and a couple of sales. I think I might share sales in these videos too, in case you're interested in shopping for yourself or you're getting like a head start on gift giving, then that might be worth taking advantage of because again, the fall and winter seasons are really big for sales. Let's actually start with two different sales. So I wanted to mention this one. I talked about this when I did the Ulta fall haul sale video, but Ulta's gorgeous hair event actually starts on October 1st. I don't know exactly which day this video is going up. I'm filming it on Thursday, so it'll probably go up like Saturday or Sunday. But I'll put a link to the sale in the description box below in case it's live. They do have the preview up on their website already. So every day for 3 weeks, there will be new deals, 50% off hair care. A lot of high-end and luxury brands, including like shampoos, conditioners, styling products, even hair tools. Like I said, you can see the full list right now. So what I typically do is I'll just kind of like scroll through the list once. And if there's anything that I need to restock or something that really catches my eye that I want to try, I'll add it to like my save later list and then just make a note on my calendar to go back and get it that day because they are like 1 day only deals. It's the same exact model as like the 21 Days of Beauty, but it's just hair products. And then sometimes they do have additional deals that happen during the entire sale, like jumbo shampoos and conditioners or certain products. But if you want to check it out, I'll link it below. I wanted to bring that up because hair products are kind of expensive and I don't always shop the gorgeous hair event, but then later on when I run out of like shampoo and conditioner, I wish I did. Just like Ulta, Sephora is also having a hair sale. Theirs is a little bit shorter. It's called the Oh Hair Yeah event. It starts on Friday, September 29th and goes through until Tuesday, 10/10 or October 10th. So same thing, a lot of different products on sale for 1 day only. They might have some different brands, some different products. So I always like to just kind of scroll through both. But if you prefer to shop at Sephora and get the free shipping, or you prefer Ulta for the points, it might be worth, just taking a look to see if they have the same product discounted. But like I said, when it comes to hair products, I'm not always as quick to jump on those if they are discounted because to me, hair products aren't quite as fun. They're almost more of like a necessity. So I don't get as excited to buy hair products on sale as I do makeup, but I feel like I do go through hair products pretty quickly. So it's nice to get them for a discount, especially more of like a high end or luxury brand. And again, a lot of tools are included too, which are very expensive. Okay, as for makeup, let's start with the gorgeous Patrick Ta holiday collection, which was just announced. I wasn't sure that Patrick Ta was going to come out with a collection. I guess I maybe knew that in the back of my mind if I really thought about it. But since he just launched Major Dimension 3, I wasn't expecting a palette yet. But for the past 2 years, Patrick Ta has done like those 6 pan blush palettes. So this palette actually comes with 4 blushes, 2 creams and 2 powders. You can use them as duos or use them separately, and then 4 pearl topper shadows. I haven't seen any swatches of these yet. Like Patrick Ta did a video on Instagram. Let me see if he actually posted another one. And he swatched them just on his fingers, but he didn't actually like apply them to the eyes or swatch them on the back of his hand or anything like that. I'm curious to know if these are going to be like very smooth shimmers or if they're going to be like chunky glitters. I think he specifically described them as like pearl topper shadows, which that sounds really nice. So I need to either check out some swatches or watch a full review before I make my final decision. At the time that I'm filming this, there haven't been any reviews uploaded on YouTube, I don't think. Let's see. I saw that a few people actually picked it up at Sephora recently because I think a few Sephoras ended up launching it a little bit early. I'm just kind of scrolling through YouTube. I don't see anything yet. So that will help me make up my mind whether or not I want to grab it. I'm really tempted to buy this, honestly, because the blushes are gorgeous. The shadows look nice, but if they are like that thick, gritty glitter, then I don't want them. If they're like very sheer, more of a topper-like quality, then that sounds really nice. I do think it's a nice change from the 2 blush palettes we've seen over the past 2 years. I feel like it's just a little bit different. It has like the pink trendy blushes and then those gorgeous topper shadows, which are pretty trendy from other brands as well. In fact, Patrick Ta did just launch a glitter eye topper, and I think this formula is a little bit different than what's actually in the palette. This is the Make It Major Multidimensional Glitter Eye Topper. So they're $28 each, so definitely a little bit more expensive. There are two shades, Giving Luxury, which is a pearlescent silver, and then Giving Rich, which is a lustrous gold. So these are like light, loose, shimmery toppers. We've seen something like this from other brands quite a bit in the past. I'm thinking it's going to maybe give the effect of like the Urban Decay Moondust eyeshadows, but in like a loose form rather than a pressed shadow. I'm not typically a fan of loose powder products, whether they are like highlighters or blushes or eyeshadows. I feel like they just get so messy and they end up getting all over my face in the areas where I don't want them. So as pretty as these look, as tempting as they are, because I do love like a really beautiful topper shadow, I think I'll skip these just because I think they might be a little bit too messy for me personally. I forgot to mention he's also launching a new major volume plumping lip gloss as part of the holiday collection. It's a really gorgeous bright pink shade. I think I saw him using it on Alex Earl in like a previous video. I think she was wearing a liner underneath. This is definitely like a very sheer formula overall. I do have a couple of the major volume lip glosses and I love them. My favorite is definitely the red one, which looks pretty intense in the bottle, but on the lips, it's very sheer, but it gives your lips such a gorgeous, like juicy, glossy sheen. I actually think this is perfect for the holiday collection because these have almost like a little bit of a cinnamon scent. They definitely have like that warm tingle that a plumping gloss does, but I do like this formula. I think it's great. So that color is so pretty and it does go really well with the palette. Urban Decay's holiday launch is actually kind of interesting this year. So they're coming out with two different Moondust eyeshadow palettes. Their Moondust eyeshadows have gone absolutely viral. They've been around for a long time. And I remember years ago, they were so popular. And then recently, or maybe within the past year or two, they've gone viral again. So there is a reason for it. I think they look gorgeous. I do have one. I always forget which one I have. I think it's Space Cowboy and it's beautiful. It's great on its own. It's nice as a topper shadow. It gives you like that beautiful, just like glittery effect, but it doesn't feel like thick and gritty on the eyes. It's so lightweight, so beautiful. So I definitely understand the hype. I do think $24 for a single shadow is a lot. I'm not typically someone who will ever pay that much, but I think when I got mine, I had Ulta points. So that's why I grabbed it. I've been tempted to buy more from time to time, but I just can't usually justify that much on one shadow. So anyway, I thought it was interesting when I saw they were launching two different palettes full of the Moondust formula. Each one comes with 4 shadows. I haven't seen the official listing on Urban Decay's website yet, but I think I read they're going to be around $40, which sounds like a pretty good deal because then they would be about $10 a shadow, which compared to $24 is a lot less expensive. $40 for 4 shadows still feels like a lot from a brand like Urban Decay because, you know, you can get like their full naked palette for around $50. But again, if you compare it to the single price tag of one, I think it's a better deal, obviously. This is definitely a launch that I'm kind of curious about. I don't know if I'll end up grabbing it myself, but I would kind of like to check them out in person and see if the shadows are as good as like the original shadow, if there is enough of a difference between the 4 to want a full palette. I don't actually know if they're coming to Ulta or Sephora for sure, if they're just going to be available on Urban Decay's website. I'll keep you posted once I find out more information. But I remember for a while, Urban Decay was like on top of their holiday launches. Like their holiday palette was so high in demand. Specifically, I remember like there was a really large circular palette that had like a little bit of a space theme. And I really loved that one. Oh, do you remember the one that had like a mirror in the middle? And on one side, it had like a bunch of warm tone shadows. And on the other side, it had a bunch of cooler tone shadows. That was also one of my favorites too. I just remember them having like the it palette during the holiday season. So I'm excited that they're launching something that I think will do well. I love Urban Decay. I like secretly root for them because they are one of my favorite brands. They make a lot of good staples. Charlotte Tilbury also launched her holiday collection. She always comes out with so many options, like specifically available to her website. And then sometimes at other retailers, you'll see like a couple of different options. But whether you're into like her makeup, her skincare, you want full-size products or minis, lip products, eyeshadow, she usually has something for everyone. I did buy a set last year that came with 2 of the mini Beauty Light wands. I hadn't tried them and I thought it was a good way to try them out for the first time and I actually really enjoy them. So it was nice to be able to try a smaller version without committing to like the full-size product and the higher, more expensive price tag. I think for like the price of no, like less than the price of one, I got 2 minis. And I still haven't made my way through them, so I feel like the minis were perfect for me personally. Actually, when I was scrolling through, it did look like that same kit I think this is the same kit is available again this year. So you get a mini Beauty Light wand in Pinkgasm. Yeah, and then a mini in Spotlight for $32. It breaks down to be about a $35 value. So it's not that you're really saving a ton of money by buying this kit, but you do get the chance to try two different options for less than the price of one. She has another kit that has a mini Beauty Light wand in Pillow Talk and then a mini matte beauty blush wand in Pillow Talk as well for $32. So if you wanted to try the matte blushes, that might be a more ideal option. Honestly, I wasn't really a fan of the matte ones. I felt like they didn't blend as well as the ones that had shimmer in them. But I won't go through every single set because there are a ton of them. If you go over to Charlotte Tilbury's website, you can scroll through and see what's available. There is a holiday palette a lot of people are already talking about called the Beautyverse palette. So it retails for $75. There are 9 shadows. I don't buy, okay, the last time I tried a Charlotte Tilbury quad was years ago, and I just didn't have a good experience with it. I specifically bought like a topper quad, so I don't know if like my opinion on the shadows would be different now because I almost think I didn't try like her original formula, but I haven't necessarily been like super drawn to the brand for her eyeshadows because I just have a lot of other palettes I enjoy. I will say this palette is really beautiful. I mean, I specifically love the bottom 2 rows. The top row is nice, but it wouldn't be like my first choice of mattes to pair with the other shadows in here. If they were all kind of like pinky purple tones, I might actually go for it. But that being said, like $75 for 9 shadows feels high. But I also feel like $75 is like the new standard for a high-end or luxury palette. Like they start at $75, which I remember when brands were launching their palettes at 50. Sometimes I do think they are worth the higher end price tag. Like the quality has definitely improved a lot over the years. But I don't know. I actually watched a review on this morning when I was getting ready from Lauren May Beauty. She always creates the most gorgeous eyeshadow looks, but she was talking about this palette. And again, the bottom 2 rows were so gorgeous. She had good things to say about the matte formula overall, but I just feel like those shades are shades I already own personally. So it's not something that I plan on purchasing other than I'm trying to think like as far as holiday palettes go, like who else usually does one? Oh, Makeup by Mario. I'm still mad that I missed out on the Ethereal Eyes palette last year. I really thought they would restock it. I wonder if they'll end up bringing it back this year or if they'll end up doing a different one. Okay, so I'm editing this video right now on Saturday night, and I totally forgot I said this in the video because I was just on Instagram and they actually restocked this palette. The Ethereal Eyes palette is back in stock on Makeup by Mario's website, and I read through the comments on Instagram, and some people said it's coming to Sephora tomorrow, which is the day this video goes live. So if it is available at Sephora, I'll link it below. I feel like this was such a good move. I waited for like months for them to restock this because I did really want to grab it, and then I obviously hadn't gotten over it. Anyway, now that it's actually available, I'm wondering, like, do I need it? I have Natasha Denona's I Need a Nude, and I'm looking at the swatches on the Makeup by Mario website, and they look so similar with like a few extra browns. So I don't know. If you guys have both of those palettes, let me know what you think. Are they the same? Are they different? Either way, if you missed out on this palette, do not spend a fortune buying it from someone who's reselling it at a higher price. You can get it on the Makeup by Mario website, and it looks like if you sign up for emails, you can get 10% off your first order, and it's also going to be available at Sephora too. So what do you think? Are you planning on grabbing it? If you got it last year, do you think it's worth the money? I would love to hear your thoughts. But that's a brand I'm kind of curious to see what they do for holiday. Maybe Huda Beauty, they usually launch a pretty good palette around this time of the year. Other than the Patrick Ta palette and like potentially those two, I don't know that there are any other brands that are going to do something that I'm kind of curious about. So this is a gorgeous palette. It's a pass for me personally, but if you are interested in any of the Charlotte Tilbury palettes or collections for the holidays, there are a ton of options. So Fenty did launch a few different holiday sets. I don't know that I'll go through like a ton of holiday sets in all of these videos because I am doing a separate series on my channel where I share like the best and worst holiday value sets and I break them down and share whether or not they're actually worth the money that you spend on them. But I did want to mention this one because I feel like this is typically a very popular one that has the potential to sell out. I don't know if they've done one quite this big before, but this is their Gloss Bomb Vault 10-piece set. So it comes with 10 full-size lip glosses for $150. Now the value is $229, so you are saving money if you were to purchase all of them separately. I was trying to go through and see which ones were existing shades, which ones were new. I think there are 5 existing shades in this kit and then 5 that are brand new. So if you are a big Fenty fan, you might already have some of these. Of course, there is the appeal of having like new and exclusive shades, But I don't know, Fenty's lip glosses last forever. You actually get a really good amount in their lip glosses. Like I have a shade that I've worn so much. I have the shade Hot Chocolate in like 2 of the formulas and I wear it all the time and it feels like the never-ending bottle of gloss, which honestly is nice if you're going to pay a higher end price tag. I think this could be a fun option to like split with someone and then like pick certain like split up the shades. That always sounds like a good idea in theory, but I feel like realistically, have you ever done that? Like, do you have someone in your life who loves makeup as much as you that would be willing to split some of the sets with you? I feel like that is the most ideal option. I personally don't plan on picking this up because I have a ton of Fenty glosses. I've purchased some of the holiday kits in the past and they last forever. So I actually haven't purchased a new shade in a really long time. But I wanted to mention this one in case you love the glosses or, you have someone in your life you would like to buy it for. That would be an amazing gift. I think the last holiday set that I'll talk about in this video specifically is this one from Summer Fridays, because again, I do think it is something that might sell out kind of quickly. It is the Lip Butter Balm set, and it comes with 3 different full-size lip butters for $49. So it's a $72 value. These are pretty expensive. I mean, Summer Fridays is a high-end brand. So for the price of 2, you actually get 3. You get vanilla, cherry, and then the new iced coffee scent, which is available exclusively in this set. I do like their lip butters. I feel like I've been wearing mine a ton recently, and I got it in a FabFitFun box, which was amazing. It was nice to try it out because these have gone so viral. I see them on TikTok like every single day. Like people are just using them in their videos, they're talking about them. And as much as I do love them, I think they're a little bit overhyped. Like there are definitely other products that come close. Anyway, I do think they are nice and I feel like they would make a good gift for someone as well. But I wanted to mention this set in case you are in love with them or you've been wanting to try them. I do want to try the cherry shade. I like that it leaves a little bit of a red tint. I'm not like sold on the vanilla one because it is clear and I have vanilla beige, which is like a vanilla scent with more of a nude color. And then the new iced coffee one does kind of look similar to vanilla beige. So I don't think this is the set for me, but if these shades appeal to you, like all 3 of them, that could be a good deal. They also just launched one in Sweet Mint. I saw Emily Kaiser talking about that, who I love. I love watching her videos on TikTok, but I think it's more of like a clear base. It just has like a minty scent. So if you like mint lip balms, that could be a good option. I'm not like a big mint fan. Like when it comes to my lip products, I want them to either smell like vanilla or I'm trying to think of what other scents a lot of brands use. Like vanilla is probably like my preferred scent when it comes to a lip product. I've been wearing this one. I just got this recently. It's from NYX. And this one is in Ube Milkshake. This one smells really good too. Okay, e.l.f. launched a new lip kit with Jennifer Coolidge. I thought this was such a fun collaboration. I love Jennifer Coolidge. She was so good in, why am I blanking on it? What is that show? I had to Google it. White Lotus. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. I just think she's so funny. Like, I don't obviously know her in person, but I feel like she's the type of person that's funny without like trying to be funny. Anyway, she did a new collaboration with them. This is the Dirty Pillows Lip Kit. It's available for $25. Actually, it sold out. They're planning on restocking it. I just read on Instagram, but it comes with the O-Face satin lipstick in a new shade called Dirty Pillows, which is a rosy pink. And then there's a lip plumping gloss in the shade Swollen, which is a creamy light pink. And then the cream gel lip liner in the shade Fill Frontal, which is a neutral brown. And you also get a little mirror. I saw a lot of people saying it looks very like Charlotte Tilbury-esque, which I'm sure wasn't completely unintentional. I do think the colors are pretty. I don't know that I personally need it because I do have, a lot of lip products at this point, probably some that come kind of close, but I do love their O-Face satin lipsticks. I've been wearing those a lot lately, and I haven't tried one of their plumping lip glosses in years. I don't know if this is a new formula or if they just kind of redid this one. So I can see why this sold out. I think Jennifer Coolidge is amazing. I think the collection itself is really pretty. But personally for me, I don't know that I'll end up grabbing it. I just don't really need it. If they sold the lipstick separately, I probably would buy that though. ColourPop took a little bit of a break, but it looks like they're back. They've actually launched quite a bit over the last few weeks. They did do the Haunted Mansion collection. It looks like most of it has sold out. There are a few products left. I don't know if they'll be restocking this because it feels like they've already moved on. They have a new collab coming too, but I do think it was like a fun collection for this time of the year. Honestly, I thought the palette was really pretty. I like that it's a little bit more cool toned, but I do think it was a fun collection for this time of the year and the palette looked really pretty. They did launch the 11/11 collection. So there was a 12 pan palette, 3 powder blushes, 4 lipsticks, 3 shadow sticks. I know some people online were saying it was kind of similar to Natasha Denona's I Need a Nude palette, which I'm actually wearing on my eyes today. I don't know. I personally wouldn't say they're similar at all, but I obviously don't have this palette to compare it to. So if that is the case, maybe it is a good alternative to pick up. I just feel like for me, it's not like the most eye-catching palette I've seen from them. So I don't plan on picking this one up. And then they also have a new Sailor Moon collection. I loved the original Sailor Moon palette that they launched a few years ago. I honestly feel like I got a good amount of use out of it. And the new palette is definitely different. It's cooler toned with some silvers, some purples. They also did cheek products and lip products. I never watched Sailor Moon, so I can't speak about this collection from like an actual fan perspective. Reading through some of the comments on Instagram, it seems like a lot of people were disappointed by the color story. Honestly, I think the palette is so pretty, but like as I'm reading through what people are saying, I guess people say the colors don't match the show very well. I don't know. When it comes to these collections, I feel like it's probably hard to please everyone. Like if you created something so colorful that really represented the show, I don't know that a lot of people would be interested in actually wearing it who don't wear like super colorful makeup. But if you do something a little more on the safe side that would appeal to more people, other people are disappointed it's not as interesting or colorful. So I don't know. If you're a Sailor Moon fan, what do you think? I think the actual palette is really pretty. The packaging is cute. It's available now on ColourPop's website, and then it's coming to Ulta beginning of October as well. Okay, I know we talked about holiday, but I wanted to touch on a few Halloween collections as well. Every year, I feel like we see more and more Halloween collections, and it's kind of fun. It's something a little different. It is weird to see like full-on holiday launches next to Halloween collections, but it's only September. So, I mean, there's still like a full month before Halloween. So, Melt Cosmetics actually collaborated with Disney and did a Tim Burton Nightmare Before Christmas collection. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but I still have never seen Nightmare Before Christmas. Every year, my husband and I are like, how have we never seen this? We need to actually like sit down and watch it this year. I do think this collection feels like very Melt Cosmetics. Sometimes they launch something and I'm like, "Ugh, I don't know, I miss the old Melt Cosmetics, but this actually reminds me of the old Melt Cosmetics. So there is an eyeshadow palette which retails for $60. It has 10 different shadows in it. Other than the fact that the pans are in there in kind of like a unique way, I don't hate it. I'm not typically a fan of palettes that don't have either just like circular pans or square pans or rectangle pans. I like it to be like very even and just have like more order to it. But I feel like this fits the collection. It fits the brand. The colors are beautiful and the swatches look really nice. So again, I'm speaking on this collection as someone who's never seen A Nightmare Before Christmas. So I can't say for sure whether or not I think it fits the theme, but I do think it is kind of a fun palette for this time of the year. They also did lipsticks, gel liners. There's a digital dust highlighter, a mirror, a makeup bag. You can get the full collection for $175 on October 2nd or purchase the products separately. I would love to know what you think, especially if you are a big fan of Nightmare Before Christmas, and I am committing to watching it this year. Okay, I wanted to mention that Odin's Eye did a collaboration with Angelica Nyqvist. It is a gorgeous collaboration. If you are into very colorful eyeshadow or unique look, she is definitely the person to go to. She creates the most gorgeous looks. Like she is the type of person that can put colors together that I would never think to pair together, and it always turns out beautifully. So there are two different palettes, Little Ghost and Trick or Treat. She also did a gloss, two stains, or you can get everything together as a bundle. This is available now on the Odin's Eye website. I'm sure she has a discount code with them, so I'll put her code in the description box below in case you're interested in trying it out. But it is a gorgeous collection, super pretty, really fun for this time of the year. Unearthly Cosmetics also did a really gorgeous collection. I'm highlighting a couple of indie brands because I think indie brands do colorful collections so well. And I've been trying to get back into color this year, and I feel like there are days where I've definitely like embraced more of a colorful look, and it's so fun every single time. But Unearthly's eyeshadows are amazing. I just tried them for the first time, I think back in the summer. Just very easy to work with, just rich and pigmented. It had a lot of shades that ended up just transforming the entire look. And if you're looking for beautiful topper shadows, like the ones I tried from Unearthly were amazing. So there's also a blush highlighter duo, some satin lipsticks, some glosses, the lip oil, just a really pretty fun collection. And then the last collection I want to mention that's more like Halloween related is the Glamlight Ghost Face collection. I don't know. I personally don't love this color story. It's very cool toned, which I know a lot of people will appreciate. Very smoky, but I almost feel like a lot of the shades in here would end up blending together on the eyes or maybe looking a little bit muddy. The swatches make it look a little more appealing, but I feel like for me personally, it's just not, there's not like enough dimension between all of the darker, cooler tone shadows. And again, I've just cut back so much when it comes to eyeshadow palettes as a whole. I feel like for me, it's not something I get as excited about these days. And I mean, there are definitely palettes I get so excited about and I love using them and rediscovering older favorites, but I just don't really want to like run out and buy a ton of new ones anymore. That being said, I can still appreciate them from afar, and there are some really good options available for the fall, especially if you're into like those colorful tones. But I think I'll end there. That's everything I wanted to talk about. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. I have had so many different like fun fall related video ideas. I know I've been talking a lot about makeup because there have just been so many launches, but I'm going to do a couple of videos sharing like a few of my go-to fall looks. So those should be up over the next few weeks, and I will see you then. Or what day is this going up? Maybe Saturday or Sunday. I'll see you in a few days with a new video. Bye.